What is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. Wanted to make this video because things are looking a bit. In my last video, pre-recorded video, like 2 days ago, I talked about the potential of jumping from where we are right now. And there's some more signs that are looking a little bit better for that. Yesterday, market was looking a little bit, scarier in terms of the bearish side. Now it's still Sunday night, still the weekend. Things could change, but now it's looking a little bit better. The first thing I want to show you guys, this is just others. So everything. It says right here, excluding top 10 market cap, so essentially altcoins. And what's really interesting in the 4-year cycle here is the date today is December 22nd. Look at this right here on your weekly. December 21st was red right there, and then that mark kind of the bottom, and you continued forward right there. And then 4-year cycle before that, kind of like clockwork here, let's find it, December 19th, right around that same time. You add, just look at this trajectory. Just look at, obviously there's going to be a lot of diminished returns in all likelihood, but you look at that trajectory downward, and that would give us a peak around January of 2016, which I think would probably be the latest that we could potentially top out here. If you look at the same thing, where was it? We're looking at December of 2020, that one right there. That would be, okay, so a little bit, matching it like that, it was a little bit early for this peak out, but still getting out at that point, $300 billion market cap for others, would have been not a bad place. So just looking at that pattern, this is a surefire place to kind of get into alts, and it is looking a little bit, that's going to be a hidden bear div. If you guys are not familiar with what a hidden bear div is, bearish div, money flow coming up while momentum waves are coming down, essentially, just like that. If you can get that, that would be a nice recovery, and you could see a hell of a great altcoin season into 2025. So that's what we would kind of be looking at for others right there. Bitcoin, we're coming up a little bit. Money flow is starting to look a little bit better on some of your lower time frames. It's still a little scary, a little bit dicey, especially with that money flow in your 12-hour. Some of these things could be a lot better. Generally, when you look at money flow in the green like this for a while, then you come into the red. I mean, it's a good indication of a trend of coming down farther, I would say. Right here, you were in the red not for a real long time. You came into the green and went a lot like that. Not always. Actually, this is a pretty, on the 20 hours, been a little, not the best indication of this. But here, you did come up a little bit higher than you came down lower. So that would be the case even if you were to maybe come down a little bit lower, like, let's say 87, 88 or something, then jump off of there. That could be the case for that. Now, when we get to the daily here, here's where it strengthens more of the bullish cases, which I got to lean bullish with the 4-year cycle, at least right now. I got to lean a little bit bullish. And that trigger wave right there, just look at that trajectory upward, which had that trigger wave. So I think we're getting there. If we can get that trigger wave, there's going to be a lot more confidence to the upside. And potentially sometime in early January, I would argue, potentially making new all-time highs, getting up to maybe 116, maybe even 120 by early January. So it is possible. I know in the live stream yesterday, I was getting a little, getting a little scared there, but it definitely is possible. I'm seeing things align a little bit more. I mean, your 2 days definitely a bear case, but that could have played out. I mean, you confirmed that it could have already played out. So that's what we got to look at. Your major place, I would say worst case scenario. I mean, never say worst case scenario in this game. It'll always find a way to go down farther. But I would say kind of my worst case scenario right now, 72K, really big place right there. And then that's kind of your 30% correction that we generally see in these bull markets right around there, and then continuing forward. The interesting thing could be, there's always the case, just run up to the highs, 110, 108, and then you really get a bad, January correction, as you kind of also see in the 4-year cycle. Let me just, because I have it up on others, probably the easiest one just to look at for that right there, just showing you barely anything. You just look at that kind of that peak in February. Wow. Because that really, when you look at kind of what altcoins can do in the post-halving year, that's just incredible. Because, look right there, not even a red dot on your, 5-day or your weekly. This correction didn't, it still was a decent correction. Still was about a 30% correction, but comparing it to kind of Bitcoin, what happened there in that January correction of the last post-halving year, your average alt did kind of do the same as Bitcoin, and then they generally continued to outperform it, so it doesn't look like much there. But that's what we got to keep in mind here. That's what we got to keep in mind. But yeah, some of your higher time frames a little bit dicey, a little bit seedy here. But your money flow is still pointing upward. We're in that 4-year cycle. So I still think you got a good shot at this. If we do go down, then yeah, you're looking at somewhere in the 80s, but we'll see. We'll definitely have to see come market open tomorrow. And, for ETH, big place. We want to pump through these areas here, hold this low, obviously pump through these areas. If we can break above and hold these spider lines 3,400, that's going to be really, really good. Right here, just like Bitcoin, it was on a different time frame for Bitcoin, but hidden bullish div continuing forward, seeing a lot more momentum upward, essentially right here. Your 5 days scary. Actually, let's go back to that 5-day for a second. That is pretty damn scary. Yeah, because you got the money flow coming up, VWAP coming down. Definitely not the best look, but that could have already played out. And I do think, never say never, but I do think our floor right now is going to be around 2,800, these lows, because that's going to be a major point. And you're also kind of forming a giant, reverse head and shoulders if we do that. The other thing too that could happen, you come up here and then into that January into February correction maybe, then you finally test that point. So just be careful there, but one move at a time, one thing at a time here. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at right now on Ethereum. And we're starting to definitely look better. The big thing, like I mentioned earlier, is the 10-hour bull div right about there, potentially breaking upward. Same thing on the kind of 12-hour money flow, not good though, but we got to see here. We got to see, obviously, the next place if we lose that is going to be 28. We got to see what happens into tomorrow morning. ETH versus Bitcoin, I would say it's starting to look a little bit better. Your money flow is still downward on that 2-week. It looks like it wants to start coming up. Same thing with that 3-week. Where did it bottom out in the 4-year cycle? December 7th. So where was this? Right around November 11th. It's a little weird. We're early. We bottomed out kind of early this time. Well, really, yeah, November 18th. And then where was this? November. Yeah, so a little early, but as you get into the end of December, maybe we could hold this area, hopefully. If we do break above here, and this money flow looks good in some of these lower time frames, we break above this area, that's going to be good. And I think ETH is going to do really well against Bitcoin, come 2025. And I think we're going to, we saw a lot of fear with it. I posted a TikTok about how I thought Ethereum is going to do well in 2025. People were saying they didn't want to be my exit liquidity, so kind of a compliment. I didn't realize I'm that big for you to think that I'm going to be, that I need your exit liquidity if I wanted to sell Ethereum right now. So if I wanted to sell something with hundreds of billions of dollar market cap, I'm impressed. People think I want that I need them to be their exit liquidity. I'm not a. What do you think? I'm a billionaire here. So anyway, so yeah, ultimately, trying to jump up there. That's what I'm looking at. Solana, the same thing, kind of breaking above the spiral line is going to be really our big thing. Some of it is concerning with that money flow. We'll see what ends up happening. Really important. We want to break above 188. If you lose that, obviously you're going to be looking at probably 150, but we're getting that jump on that Sunday. So we want to see that money come into this market, and we want to see things start to kind of recover. Funding rates are still pretty low. Not too many people going long, which is a good sign. Some other ones I like. AVAX. You guys probably know I like AVAX. Trying to, bounce it off of that level. Form that next kind of anchor wave on that daily. So, money flow really damn good on a lot of these still in the 2 weeks. So, I think we got time. I think we got some time into potentially later kind of 2025 for a potential peak, somewhere. Maybe even $230, if we can make new all-time high, maybe even 3 something, maybe close to a 10x from here, maybe not. We'll see what happens. So yeah, and then we looked at others. I know a lot of you guys like to look at XRP, trying to make, as long as you could hold these lows, I think that would be pretty good. I like that 20-hour kind of forming a nice wave right there. And then trigger wave on the daily, I like. Already looked at Solana. Not too S&P 500 versus Dixie. Let's look at crypto.com. Crypto.com, it's one I think can continue to generally do well. We want to hold these areas for it. We definitely want to hold these areas for it and, kind of continue forward here. ApeCoin, you guys know I like to look at ApeCoin. That one actually hit the place perfectly. Now we're recovering trigger waves right there. So I do like that. This got hit really hard. It's a small, it's volatile, but 50% correction hopefully continuing. So when I look at this market, I lean more in the bullish sense of recovering, but I think in the coming days, we're going to have a better picture of what ends up happening. I haven't looked at like some electric car ones lately, but I was looking at Lucid, and obviously these are highly risky. No one's even talked about Lucid for a year, ever since it was probably last time it was relevant was probably after this crash. But right here, look what happened December 2020, and I mean I don't count the 4-year cycle too much for stocks, but or traditional markets, 500% right there. If you look at potentially from that low, that's 800% up that way. Actually, this already doubled from Oh my golly, that's vol because we were at 2, we're at 3. So yeah, 500% up. I think this is a good goal, maybe for 2025. It could be highly risky, but look at that 2-week. 2-week looks really good. You could do like a really low risk, high reward potential. Like, oh man, you got to when it's so volatile. Trading view has some glitch when you're looking at something with the volatilities. But yeah, I mean, you could just buy, set a stop. $1.88, set a sell at 18. Look at that risk reward ratio. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Anyway, guys, I got a Bitcoin long in the Discord. If you guys want more info on that, link is in the description below. We got some really good promos going on with BYDFI and BloFin down below. Both of those exchanges, if you sign up, you get 10% off your fees for life if you sign up with my link. In addition, as always, if you sign up to any of the exchanges down below, Bybit's good as well. Sign up to any of the exchanges down below, deposit at least $100, and then open a support ticket with your UID in the free Discord down below. We'll give you 1 free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. Got KMAC in there, Nightshade in there as well. Both are really good. And then myself, obviously, with a lot of really good trade setups, stop losses, take profits, entry points. Not financial advice, obviously, but check it out if you guys are interested. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one. Goodbye.